Greetings, I'm Rob Chapman.
I'm sorry I can't hear you. I've got these orange earplugs.
Got them in as well. It's the first demonstration
Oh!
ever where we're wearing earplugs because Lee wanted us to be really loud. That was really in there, actually. Wear earplugs. Always wear earplugs. I always wear them live.
You only get one set of ears and 8 trillion hearing cells.
Whenever Captain Lee goes on his 3-year tours, he always wears earplugs.
Okay, let's talk about urban myths and legends and tones that stand out as being special. And somewhere during that discussion, you will come to Angus Young and how amazing he sounds, and how might you try to recreate that sound.
Volume. The end.
He's obviously very associated with these guitars and very associated with Marshall amplifiers, not necessarily always JCM 800s, whatever, but that was the only thing or the closest thing that we had. If you go back through the sort of annals of kind of history and exactly, they're annals, not what Pete Tenore calls them, you will find a story about a wireless system that Angus Young and many other professionals at the time during the sort of the 70s and the 80s used, called the Schaffer. Michelle Schaffer.
I get that when I walk too far.
Yeah, exactly.
In the sun.
People with fat thighs get chafing, don't they? Anyway, so this is the Schaffer. And it was a wireless system that Angus Young used, lots of artists used around at the time, that he soon discovered that, as well as obviously the upside of being able to run around on stage not plugged into his amp, he really liked what the preamp element of the wireless system did to his sound. And then more recently, a crazy Angus Young fan, a guy who'd written all kinds of articles and stuff about how Angus got his sound. I think he bought the Schaffer, like the whole company.
Right.
But I mean, I think it had gone bust by now, and it was just or either that, or he resurrected it in conjunction with the guy that originally designed it, whatever. And they now have 3 products in the range. They have a completely reverse-engineered original version of the actual unit that Angus Young would have used, and then they've kind of taken those guts and put it in a pedal called the Schaffer Replica, and then they've kind of done a more sort of pedal-friendly twist of it, version of it, if you like, called the Storm. So the Replica is this one. It has a 12-volt power supply and is allegedly as close as they could have got to the original Tower version in a pedal. And the Storm is like a, I guess, like a more contemporary twist on it. So it's kind of difficult, really, because how do you get that Angus Young Marshall SG tone? It's just crazy volume. Crazy.
It is, and obviously what this unit did was kind of compress it a little bit.
Yes, there's talk of the optical kind of limiter and compressor that was in the wireless unit making the sort of the tone. But anyway, look, I thought you can read, if you go to the Solodallas website, pages and pages and pages of all the kind of history behind it and the technology that went into it. And I just thought we'd take a JCM 800 sound and then boost it, well not, but add these pedals to it and see if we become more Angus Young-y.
Solodallas was my favourite character from Fifth Element as well. So
was that a character from Fifth Element?
Solodallas.
I don't remember.
Debbie does Dallas.
Or was it Lulu?
Debbie,
Lulu.
yeah, Debbie Dallas. She makes other pedals, and the J.R. Ewing is the next pedal coming out in this range.
What?
Who?
Sorry.
Hello.
Peter Honore wouldn't let it. I really can't hear anything.
I can't hear anything
This is
either.
incredible.
Sign it to me.
There's so much.
Mr. Tumble, come on.
Peter Honore wouldn't let us use reverb because he said, no one uses the reverb in this pedal because the Angus Young, so no reverb in the amplifier.
Right,
so
I'm going to start with everything on 12. Play a chord.
Everything is bells?
No, the pedals aren't, I can't hear you.
The pedals are the, right.
That, even though this power light is on, until you see the boost light. Actually, do you know what? I don't even know. Maybe even just with the power light. Just keep playing. So, you know what we probably should do? I'm sorry to have this last minute change here. I'm not 1,000,000% convinced that this pedal doesn't do something just by being plugged in. So I'm just gonna, sorry, Revere. I'll literally use each pedal in isolation, if that's okay.
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 I would like an ice cream.
It's about, it's 12:15.
Okay.
Okay, I know. I tell you.
Yeah.
Now, I've got to be honest with you, it is impossible to tell you whether or not what I was doing to the knobs and buttons and turns on made it sound better or worse with these. So I am going to take one for the team, and for 20 seconds or whatever, Rob can wear those. I won't, because I kind of want to hear what it's doing without the hearing protection. So here we go.
Always wear protection.
Play.
When you are hearing.
They're not plugged in, Rob. Hit the one that's plugged in.
I know, it's funny.
Oh, I see.
I'm being ironic. It's a joke because it's not plugged in.
Okay, that's pedal numero un.
It definitely sounded like A+ more.
Yeah, it had a thing, didn't it? It had a thing. So now we're going to try the Storm. So let's see.
would you ever turn it off?
Exactly. It's just
more.
But
you know what I really want to know? Mm. Are you going to go my way?
You want to do a test.
I want to know if this sounds the same as, better, worse than just putting a compressor in front.
Okay.
Because I think that's what it's doing, is it's just compressing. By the way, I can't see or hear anything really now.
What? Right. Well, I will...
Who said that?
Rob mentioned this a minute ago. Oh, excuse me. Is it really doing anything terribly different to a normal compressor that would allow you to add compression and boost to the signal? So I guess in true Chappers and the Captain style.
Let's find out.
So here's without.
This SG is struggling with the old tunage.
No.
Let's try again. Okay, SD. Ready?
Yeah.
Better with the volume. Change pedal.
Oh, hello.
My conclusion is that the SD, Solodallas, is a compressor with some EQ in it. I think it sounds great. I think if you're the guy that cranks up, your big old plexi heads and goes out and does that thing, it's cool. But it is just a compressor with some EQ.
Yeah, I think there's a top end. Well, do you know what?
I'm not saying I've got the best ears in the world.
No, well, but
I'm not saying I'm an experienced live player. I'm just saying.
No, I just thought
it's a compressor with some EQ.
Yeah, I mean, it was doing more than. But then I suppose, in fairness, perhaps that's all that was in the wireless unit.
But you know what else?
What else?
Loads and loads of guitar players have experienced the same thing with tuning pedals. And in fact, there are many people who've done almost exactly the same thing with the old Boss TU tuners, because they say that it's
because of the buffer in it or something.
Part of their tone, yeah.
Well, that's where the EP boost came from. The EP boost was the preamp in the tape echo unit.
It's not a new thing; it's an old thing, but it's cool that they're doing it with this.
It's a thing.
And more power to him.
We're going to have one.
If you're a massive Angus Young fan,
we're going to have one last. I'm not. I'm relatively sort of convinced now that the Schaffer isn't doing anything unless it's actually engaged. So if we'll just do a one last, which do you prefer the most? So, just for a final thing then, do you want reverb back? Please remind me not to put those earplugs in my ears again. We're having reverb now, just so that you
I'll
can
put a
have
bit of
some.
verb on just to make
Good.
it easier to
Yeah,
play through.
I agree.
So here we
go with no pedals. Sound good. I think I agree with you. There's a lot of compression there, but there's definitely an element of a little bit more gain and a little bit more brightness, I think.
You know what it's like?
The Solodallas pedals.
It's like a buffet. Well, they're all just shades of good. Do I want this kind of good or this kind of good?
This kind of good. Do I want the Danish smorgasbord?
Please accept my apology if I cannot have you all.
I want to play some more.
I'm a little tired. It's been a long day.
I'm a little tired. It's been a long day.
I like to do that.
Just go through all three with my eyes shut.
Go through all three?
With my eyes shut.
That's what he said.
Oh, it's terrible. There were some good tones in there.
It was a filthy tone-laden
Which was the
situation.
best one? I mean, there was definitely some better ones than there were other. Well, you'll see. You'll have seen on the
Yeah, let's let the
camera in
viewers
the
make their own
sky.
mind up about which one was the best. I
yeah.
think the best one was Your Hand.
It's another one of those pedals.
Why don't we sell a pedal called Captain's Hand?
Captain's Hand.
That's
There
a
you
pedal
go.
brand
It's
name,
coming
right
soon
there.
from Snake Oil Pedals.
If Captain Hand isn't a pedal brand, I don't know what is.
I can't believe we've done 50% of the demo with you with earplugs in your nose and Thug Life glasses on over your normal glasses.
Never before have I smelt the inside of my ears quite so much as I am right now.
Anyway,
None of this is to do with
there
me
we
being jet
go.
lagged
Another
beyond
review
shadow.
that didn't quite pan out how I hoped or thought it might do, but there you go. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And as always, your comments are valued in the comments section below.
Come here, little one. Do not be afraid. It's my Ben Kenobi impression. I've been Rob Chapman.
I've been the captain.
Take it easy, guys.
Bye! Oh, shot right on the lens. Hey everybody, thanks for watching the Andertons Guitar YouTube channel. If you're a drummer or a keyboard player or interested in music technology, you might find one of our other channels interesting, and I'll put details of those in the description below. If you want to find out more about the products we've just featured, please click here. If you'd like to buy a t-shirt like this, please click here. If you want to watch another video on our guitar channel, click down here. And to subscribe to our guitar channel, click here. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.